Thank you so much for joining me here on LinkedIn Live. Today I'm going to be talking about how to keep your job in an artificial intelligence world. There's a lot of talk on social media and on the news about different apps that are coming out. Microsoft, Google, ChatGPT, they're all becoming mainstream topics. But I thought to myself, what can we all do to make ourselves relevant in a world where there literally will be pockets of industries where jobs are eliminated? And I'll actually start with that first, just to give you a better understanding. So based on my research that I've done, a website called Sensorium. Actually, let me double check that source. So let's take a look here. Yes, a website called Sensorium stated that there are going to be a bunch of jobs that will be wiped out by 2025. Some of them include customer service, which is the obvious. Receptionists, accountants, and bookkeepers will eventually be majority wiped out, if not wiped out, period, by that time. Salespeople, taxi drivers, truck drivers, translators, people that work in military personnel. And there were other ones that already seem to be at a disadvantage right now. But the beautiful thing is, even if these jobs are going to be eliminated, according to Sensorium, in the next 2 years, there's still a lot of things that you can do if you actually work in this industry. So some of the AI strategies that I would highly recommend is, if you are in tech or even not in tech, I would start doing research on artificial intelligence. That can start off by doing LinkedIn courses, or if you don't have the resources, you can just do a deep dive on YouTube. There are a lot of AI training that go from, I'd say, about 30 minutes to 2 hours to 6 hours of artificial intelligence training videos on YouTube. Also, other things that I myself am doing is I'm following artificial intelligence gurus that specifically speak about AI, and all of their social media posts. I do that on TikTok. And the reason why I do that is majority of the companies that I support as a consultant are in technology, or they're not in technology, but they usually are around cybersecurity. And the reason why I'm following these individuals is to learn which apps are actually becoming mainstream in Fortune 500 organizations and small businesses as well. I also want to learn pretty much how AI is going to be incorporated, so that when I go into meetings and I have conversations with leaders, or just we're having like a brainstorming session of different things, that I'm one of the people in that meeting that actually comes up with AI strategies that are actually working with organizations right now. And I would also, if I were you, follow influencers in artificial intelligence that are specific to your industry. For example, if you are a realtor, follow somebody that is doing AI based on a realtor perspective. And even if you don't find a leader online that is doing AI content that is reputable and is going viral and is, has a lot of great insights to offer, take a look at what is applicable to your industry and follow those leaders, because when your company starts transitioning to a deep-rooted AI organization, they're either going to hire in consultants or contractors or freelancers or whatever the case may be, or new employees that will come in with that artificial intelligence skill set, or they will be looking to people internally who already have their finger on the pulse. They have been watching the news, they have been paying attention to artificial intelligence updates based on certain issues that are going on within the company, and they're going to look to you as the go-to person, as the leader, as the person to join operational improvement workshops and sessions and things like that, versus not just depending on a consultant or a new executive that comes out, etc. So start following influencers, start taking free training, pay for training. LinkedIn Learning definitely has a full suite of artificial intelligence. And if you're not so much of a tech individual, I do recommend that you start with the beginners so that you can fully understand it and apply it to your work. And also, if you are a person who's just hands-on, Let's take, for example, ChatGPT seems to continue to be a really popular topic. You can start using ChatGPT in your personal life and start testing around with it so that when you go back to work or business, that you have some insights that you can carry on in conversations. It's not necessarily this new technology that's coming in and now they're teaching you. You're going to be standing out as a subject matter expert so that if your organization does go virtual from an AI perspective, again, you're looked at as a leader, you're adding value. You've been talking about this topic way before the company fully transitioned, and now you're looking like an asset versus a liability if they were to ever do mass layoffs, etc. So that's another way that you can stand out and feel confident whether things work out at that company or not. At least you can say that for the past 2 years or whatever the case may be, you've been studying AI, you've been using AI apps. These are the AI apps that you think that can help support your department, your company, your business. And so you can use it no matter where you are in life, not just necessarily at the company that you're with now. Now, I did some research for you according to AI forecasts. So 2022, this was a study that was done about a year or two ago, but they said that in 2022, the value globally for AI would be $137 billion rounded off. But from 2023 to 2030, they are also suggesting and forecasting that AI will grow to about 37.3%. So that's close to 40% in a variety of different industries. And this credit is from Grand Review Research. Also too, this year, they're saying that AI will continue to impact industries such as financial services, retail, healthcare, and manufacturing. And that credit was from WeForum. So the reason why I wanted to share this now is I think that there are a lot of people who are really paralyzed right now, and they're starting to tell themselves, well, they work in sales, they work in customer service, they work in some of the jobs that I had mentioned, accountants, translators, taxi drivers, etc. But your organization, your industry is going to need consultants. They're going to need subject matter experts that are going to be fully versed in AI. And if they're not, this can also give you an opportunity to do presentations based on the people that you're following and taking, obviously crediting their work, but doing presentations that show this is how AI is working with this company, this startup used AI for this particular reason, and this is how it helped them grow their business or cut costs, etc. And being the subject matter expert in an industry is a really great thing to do. I could just say for myself, in 2018, I was kind of pulled into cybersecurity. It wasn't something that I was sitting around hoping for. It just happened by chance. And this was, again, this was in 2018. And the beautiful thing about that is we're now here in 2023. And for what I do, I'm one of the very few people that have that kind of skill set specifically in cybersecurity. So as a result of that, I get a lot of connects from headhunters, recruiters, decision makers, because once they see my profile online, or maybe they have like a copy of an old resume, they're like, okay, she supported this organization, she did cybersecurity. So I kind of got ahead of the game 6-7 years before cybersecurity became a big thing. Now that with the whole thing with Russia and the Ukraine, and there were a lot of concerns over the past year about Russians and all this other kind of stuff when it comes to cybersecurity. So a lot of companies are amping up now on cybersecurity, but just by chance, and maybe the universe was helping me out, I got into cybersecurity 6 to 7 years ago. So I was able to kind of start doing that. But now when I go into conversations with headhunters or recruiters or decision makers or entrepreneurs, and they're asking me, what do you know about cybersecurity? I can talk about it. I don't have to do a high level conversation about it, but I've been there, done that. And this is why I think that this is a great opportunity right now to really immerse yourself, if you're interested, in artificial intelligence, understanding what it means, understanding the who, what, where, when it comes to yourself, and how it could impact your business or your job, the who, what, where, when it comes to the company or the business that you have. and how it could positively or negatively impact your company. And when you're in meetings, workshops, town hall meetings, whatever it is that they call it, breakout sessions, scrum sessions, whatever you call it at the company that you work for, and they're asking everybody in the room, like, what do you think we can do about this problem? And you're the one person in the room that says, well, I know this app, it's an AI app. I started using it. Imagine how you're going to stand out from others when your company isn't even asking you or your team yet to start researching AI, but you are independently going ahead and doing it and coming up with ideas on how it can help your company. This will obviously not just make you look like an expert, but this will also potentially help you scale your ranking in that company, your ability maybe to move on from that company if there are no opportunities, and use that AI as a reference. I can say for myself, a lot of the LinkedIn Learning courses that I do, I like to put them on my resume. I like to put them on LinkedIn if I can. And I just really think that this is not an opportunity to feel paralyzed and tell yourself that your job could go. There's a possibility that it could, but again, organizations are going to be hiring subject matter experts and consultants and people that will come in and kind of introduce them to AI. We've all seen this before. Organizational change, it's inevitable. We've seen a lot of change management, not just over the past 3 years because of the pandemic, but I'm pretty confident that maybe your company had a new way of doing things. And then if you noticed in those meetings, if you can remember, it's always the people that spoke up the first about a new technology, spoke up first about a new process that their competitor or that they had discovered online that wasn't really mainstream in their industry or at their company, but they presented it. And when executives see that in meetings, when maybe you work in a small company, maybe when the owner, the founder, the co-founder, the principal of a startup sees that in meetings, the first thing they don't want to take their time out of their schedule. Founders and startups, executives, they're busy doing other things. They really want leaders like yourself, anyone on the line, to take this initiative and research it on their own. But again, getting ahead of the curve and bypassing all of this kind of conversation about AI, eventually it's going to take over a lot of industry. So why not be the forefront of the conversation, of great examples of what you've been using in your downtime? And you can do business cases, you can do case studies. There's so much that you can do just by studying what you're seeing now and implementing it into your personal life, and then coming back to work or business with some insights that can really help your company grow, help you stand out as an expert, and allow you to be an AI expert, even if you're not in cybersecurity, if you're not in technology. Just being an AI expert as a marketer, being an AI expert as a realtor, being an AI expert as a student, and you have this intern. I mean, you have no idea how this could help you in so many different ways when it comes to your reputation and your career. But I just wanted to do this. And then anybody on the line who's in cybersecurity, I think that there's also this thought process that artificial intelligence can take cybersecurity jobs. I don't know, we don't know what will happen tomorrow in the next 2 to 5 years from now, but I personally think that people in cybersecurity that, again, start using it and getting themselves familiar with AI right now, they can start introducing different apps and software and different platforms to the heads of their department, and then they can implement it into their work to make their life much easier, like tedious jobs that are time consuming but very boring, and focusing more on high priority items is another way that you can also introduce it. Let's say your company is phasing out a software, phasing out an app, phasing out a CRM, and now they're going to you and the team to say, hey, does anybody have any recommendations on what we can swap out? Something that's more lean, something that's more efficient, faster, can increase your work productivity. And now you are with this AI app, and now you're looking like a superstar. You're looking like a hero because you just saved your director time. You just saved your the CEO, the founder time, and doing this themselves, or spending lots of money getting a consultant to come in. Not that they won't get a consultant if they have to do a deep dive, but at least you're going to be the, I guess you can see the person that really becomes a subject matter expert with regards to that. So Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. The conclusion is really it's really up to you. You know, some people don't want to get ahead of the curve. Some people have kind of like a wait and see approach, and they believe that this is the best way of doing things. If they get laid off or if their job phases out, for example, that they'll figure it out then. And that's okay. Everybody has a different way of living their life. But me personally, I want to get ahead of the curve. I want to be talking about AI once it becomes the conversation with my clients or clients. I want to be able to test different products in my personal life and present it to potentially help the company make more money or save money, even if it's not a part of the responsibility of me and my consulting experience. It's my responsibility to help out in any way if I know something. And waiting until AI phases out jobs or waiting till AI becomes like a big part of our lives, much like social media, is just not my stance. And hopefully it's not yours either. Hopefully you will get ahead of the game and get an understanding of what it means for you, the company, your future, etc. So thank you so much for joining me here on LinkedIn Live. For anybody that's watching this for any other way and you're not in my connections or you're not following, click the follow button, click the connection button. If you have any comments, anybody that's watching this after, leave a comment below and let me know, what do you think AI is going to do in 2023 and beyond? Are you nervous about it potentially taking away your job? What are you doing now to get yourself ahead of the, I wouldn't say the game, but ahead of the this trending technology that really is going to be a big part of our life, again, much like social media. You know, I don't remember personally, but I'm pretty sure that when the first television came out, people were like, whoa, what is this? And now the television is almost phased out for some people, etc. So hope this really gives you help. You know, the reality of life is we can't always prepare ourselves for everything that happens in life. But if there's a new technology that could potentially be a part of your world, your work, whatever it is, I always recommend looking into it. If it's something you're not passionate about, if AI is just something that you're not really passionate about, you don't have to be the first person in the meeting who presents a new app. You don't have to be the subject matter expert, but at least if you can, just try to see how it could potentially impact your job, your business. Again, the last thing you want to do is wait until AI starts taking over a lot and you kind of have to get on the bandwagon because your boss or the CEO or the founder of your company is now telling everybody to get certificates now, and why not get prepared now before it becomes an everyday thing for us. Thanks so much for joining. Have a good weekend and take care of yourself.